I came to him with, hey, I want to do this. I think it was a couple days after we were back from PRI, he sent me the digital rendering of what he had designed for me. So by the time it all shakes out, it feels so good. I was unsure because it is untested waters. I was doing things that haven't been done and just couldn't be more pleased.
Here's Wes. I'll let him introduce himself. He was episode 5. Yeah. If you've been here long enough.
Guest. Am I the first repeat guest?
First. Well, I guess Kyler came on to be a co-host, kind of, but
anyway, my name is Wesley Cloud. I am a driver in the East 10 Drift Formula Drift Pro-Am series, chasing my Pro Spec license, participating in a few different shootout series as well, just trying to get my name out there, get my driving ability up as much as possible. I drive a C5 Corvette right now. It is, as of now, the first dog box front-mounted quick change Corvette, C5 Corvette in the world that I'm aware of. So we're still kind of fighting through that, trying to figure that out. But I am doing everything possible to be as professional and create a professional team that I can. Really trying to make as big of movements and as big of jumps every time I go to the track as possible. So that's kind of a little bit about me. I'm the guy that's really there taking it seriously, to the point that I know some of my crew probably make fun of me because I'm just all business about all this stuff. You're
very competitive.
Yeah, no, so. I'm there to make something happen. I got into drifting to be a competitive driver. I know that's kind of backwards from a lot of people. They get into drifting to have fun. I got into drifting knowing that I wanted to go bang doors with the best of the best. Whatever I had to do to get there is what I was going to do.
Just got that itch.
Yeah, man. I planned it. I mentioned that in my previous episode where everything was a step made to be a competitive driver, and that's what I continue to do. So that's a little bit about me, and I guess let's talk. Let's have a good time.
Yeah. We got a little bit to get into. We won't kind of go over the same stuff we went over last episode. So if you guys do want to get the main rundown on him, go back and watch that one again, episode 5. But the first thing I want to get into for the viewers that don't really know you, haven't seen you in the first episode, give a rundown on your Corvette.
Yeah, so like I kind of mentioned, it's a C5 Corvette with the, as far as I know, somebody can probably correct me in the comments, but I tried to.
There's going to be some kind down there in the
tried
comments
to make
that's going to do it.
Tried to make sure, as far as I know, it's the first front-mounted 4-speed dog box. It's a G-Force GSR, all the way at the front with a QuickTime SFI bell housing, so it's FD legal and everything, with a custom-made drive shaft back to a Winters or actually Race Tech Services built. Shout out to Race Tech Services. Race Tech Services built unbreakable quick change differential in some beautiful gold FDF Race Shop quick change mounts, also the first of its kind. I was able to talk with Josiah at PRI. Really, really great guy, really great company.
He is
more than willing to help you out. And so I came to him with, hey, I want to do this. I think it was a couple days after we were back from PRI, he sent me the digital rendering of what he had designed for me. So
dude, quick as fuck.
Yeah, and he's like, what color do you want them powder coated? So they're gold. I love gold parts.
If you don't have FDF, grab it.
Yeah, FDF is right now the only reason that car is what it is. I wouldn't have been able to do the quick change.
The Corvettes really need FDF, especially the C5.
Yeah, and obviously the angle kit and the handbrake and just all the hard parts, FDF, and will continue to be. And I, even through that, have developed a relationship with Josh Gunby of Fab Industries. You know him from Josiah's current crazy C6 build. He's building that engine, now building my engine that's coming up here in the future. Also working with Andrew Shorkey, just got his Pro Spec license last year at the Great Lakes Pro-Am. Elliot Rose, you might have seen him slaying out at Grid Life this past week or two ago. So we've got some really, really great drivers together on that team that we're working with, really trying to grow all of our programs simultaneously. But so we have a lot more power coming. Currently that Corvette is on still a stock bottom end LS1. I know a lot of people don't believe that.
Yeah, he just came off of a competition weekend and we got that in the notes. So that's coming up later in the episode.
And I get asked all the time at competitions, what's under the hood? Because, not trying to elevate myself, I do believe that I drive beyond what's under the hood, so to speak. I've been able to keep that car up with way faster cars, way better prepared cars, just in the engine capacity. And it's been fun to drive, to make myself drive harder. Yeah. But I'm definitely ready for that more power that's coming. But Other than that, as far as the car goes, I mean, it's a very, very simple car. The stock bottom end LS1, really good valve train, a lot of fuel, a lot of timing, really good hard parts on the car. Thank you to FDF. Really good tires, GT Radial, SX2 RS.
Stiffen up that fiberglass.
Yeah, I mean, just everything on the car is easy to work on. It works well. It performs. I pulled out of 4th place at this past round. I battled for 3rd with Tyler Berry. He was well deserving of that win. I just simply wasn't able to keep up in the chase. If maybe you'll play.
He's a damn good driver.
Oh, he's an amazing driver. And also, again, thank you, Tyler, for letting me borrow the gear to put in my quick change that even allowed me to continue. Because actually, I lost 3rd gear in my GSR. I didn't lose 3rd gear. It just wouldn't go into 3rd gear. We think maybe a pin broke or something like it. It doesn't grind. It doesn't anything. It just doesn't go into gear.
Yeah.
But all the other gears are there. So we made my 1-2 shift my drift gears, and so it was a little bit harder to leave the line, but you know, we made it work. And so it's
how did the I want to know about the winners. Did that really drastically change, like how
you need a winner's quick change in your car, specifically the RTS quick change? It is so nice. I mean, I have a spooled diff in my S chassis, as you may know. I built an R200V diff with a spool with a Pathfinder ring and pinion geared, so it's got bigger teeth, a little bit stronger. And that differential, obviously, you know, when you have no give, there's not a carrier, there's not a welded anything to even have any torsional twist. The ring gear is mounted to that spool, and so when you come off throttle, 100% lock in the rear. It feels predictable in drift. But I've been driving the C5 for the longest time on the factory clutch type LSD, and you know, it felt so good. I think just because the Corvette is what it is, and it's otherwise just a really good car. It felt so good that I didn't ever know how much it was holding me back until I put this new diff in. When I tell you the grip level increased monumentally, I mean,
I could expect that.
But with the factory LSD, in multiple cases, I was softening my dampers all the way, removed rear sway bar, really just going down in tire pressure, just to try to get the rear end of the car to stay planted. Yeah. Because every time I was coming off throttle, I think it was allowing that differential just enough time, just enough opening time to really kind of make it wonky. And I just had started driving around that for so long. And I went out and tested this car for the first time at Beach Bend with my good friend Drake Burris. Shout out to Drake and Mark for that track rental that really came in clutch. I went out and tested it, and the first time I tried to go ride the bank at Beach Bend, the car was like, no.
Just didn't want to do it.
Yeah, I was like, wait a minute. So I'm actually finding now that I'm taking grip out of the car in the rear in order to...
Just because of the quick change.
Just because, and you know, I may be attributing that wrong. I did move a little bit of weight around, you know, obviously the factory... Yeah. The way that is configured,
what was the weight difference in the winners and the stock LSD?
I guess I don't really know to the pound. But if I remember correctly, I did math when I did know them to the pound, and I tried to figure out, like, okay, if I remove this weight here and add this weight here and try to figure that out, by the end of it, it should realistically be within a percentage or two of factory, you know, as far as weight distribution, because the GSR transmission, I mean, you can pick it up. It's light. It's really light. And my thinking was, you know, the torque tube and everything is almost as heavy as the transmission, really. Yeah. And so by the time it all shakes out, it feels so good. I was unsure because it is untested waters. I was doing things, you know, that haven't been done, and just couldn't be more pleased.